You know what? I was just on Twitter right now, as I usually am, and everybody's talking about Dave Aranda and Nebraska throwing the kitchen sink at him.
Who's everybody?
I can't say who it's because everyone's talking about it. Sip. It's all over social media.
Is there any published reports?
Some guy from Baylor threw it out there that he heard that Nebraska's going to throw the kitchen sink at him. So people took that and ran with it. Keep in mind, it is still September 23rd. The season has over 2 months to go. Trev Alberts was addressed rumors yesterday.
Yes, it was not pretty.
Quote from that at all?
Yeah, I do. He said that don't believe everything anyone tweets. He said, this is not flattering to the media, by the way, but it jibes with what I've been saying all week, right? He said that, quote, Trev Alberts, I don't know that I've seen anything that's accurate. He said, I'm serious. I have not read anything that I would say is accurate. Now, does that include Bruce Feldman's report that Nebraska's top 3 targets are Bill O'Brien, Matt Campbell, and Lance Leipold? I mean, that's why, what do I always say?
Do you think you'd give any sort of tips, though, right there in that session, though? Any leads saying, oh, yeah, I've seen some things that look pretty good out there.
No, but he doesn't say that. He doesn't have to say what he said. He didn't have to say that.
If he's asked the question, he could say no comment or what he said.
Well, yeah, what he said I thought was it jives with what I always say. Reports during these times are usually just folly.
It's just clicks.
Yeah.
Way to get some fodder out there.
It's not a flattering look for anybody. But yeah, no, I disagree. No, I do disagree with you that quote doesn't mean anything. I think it does, because he doesn't have to say that. He doesn't have to say, I'm serious. I've not read anything that I would say is accurate. He doesn't have to go that far.
Maybe he hasn't read anything at all. Maybe he just stayed off Twitter,
Everybody's lying.
Of course they are.
Right.
Yeah. Of course they are. We have a call we'll get to in a second.
You are repulsive sometimes.
Me? Me? Repulsive?
Joking. Not joking.
Let's get a quick call before we get to the Big Ten games from Outdoors Kevin. Outdoors Kevin, you're on early break. Go ahead.
Hey, thank you. Hey, I was wondering if you could comment, SIPPLE, if you know anything about is Manning still with the team, and and what was the deal with the defensive back that him and Joseph had kind of heated conversation? I was wondering if you could comment on that. I'll hang up. Thank you.
As far as I know, Outdoors Kevin, Manning and Yant, Omar and Jaquez are still on the team. I don't. They're,
as far as you know.
Yeah, they were out there. They played in the last game against Oklahoma. So yeah, they're out. Omar did for sure. Maybe I thought Yant got in there. But yeah, they're still on the team. And as far as the discussion with the sideline, heated discussion with Tommy Hill, yeah, I saw that. I don't think there's anything to report there. There's a heated discussion between Mickey and Tommy Hill, who struggled. Tommy struggled. And Mickey sort of addressed it in a roundabout way on Tuesday when he said a lot of these kids are emotional. This is tough for them. This is a tough situation for these kids. They are emotional. Miles Farmer was emotional after the game. It's frustrating. He's got to get up there and talk about all the failures of that defense. Yeah,
it's not fun to talk about.
No,
being bad.
It's not what they expected to be talking about. And I am sensitive. I am Mr. Sensitive, but I am sensitive to those kids right now. This is not what they bargained for at all, right?
No, it's not.
And think about what we're talking about, by the way. We're talking about Frost, the sellout streak perhaps going away under his watch. It's still, you would say, under his watch, right?
It's still his team, even though he's gone. The rest of this year is his football team that he assembled.
Yeah, it's. I think about it in terms of how incredible this fall has been during his tenure. This precipitous dip during his tenure. It's incredible, right?
Yes.
I mean, they went a notch below Riley.
I think below 2 notches below Riley, not just one.
I mean, to where we're serious. We're having serious discussions now about the sellout streak ending.
It's not very fun. Okay. Couple minutes here before Derek.
Oh yeah, we might have to get back to this, but
yeah,
go.
I want you to guess some spreads here real quick.
I have them on my screen, so don't ask me to
guess.
We're not
doing that.
Yeah.
All right. So 11 a.m. tomorrow, you got in the Big Ten two Big Ten games. Maryland, Michigan. Michigan a 17-point favorite
That
against
appears
Maryland.
to be at Maryland.
No, it's in Michigan.
Gosh,
Actually,
okay.
It's at Ann Arbor.
Okay, I put false information out there. It's in Ann Arbor. They're 17-point favorite.
Yes, and then Penn State, 14th ranked Penn State hosts Central Michigan as a 28-point favorite, also at 11 a.m.
Don't care about that game. Oh, you're just going to go by times? Okay,
Yeah,
times. All right.
The 2:30 slot's pretty good.
Wait a second. Maryland, Michigan's 11 a.m.
That's right.
That's what you need to know.
2:30. We're going to see if Minnesota's for real because they're going to go against a team that's pissed about last week losing to Washington. Minnesota 3-0 heads to Michigan State 2-1. Gophers 3-point favorites.
Wow.
On the road, 2:30 Big Ten Network at Michigan State.
Okay, if Minnesota were to win that game, they would stamp themselves as the clear-cut favorite to win the West unless Wisconsin goes to Ohio State and presses them. Go ahead.
Perfect. You're right. Yeah. If Wisconsin wins or pushes Ohio State, Minnesota does not win, then yeah, who knows? But if Minnesota wins that game, they are the favorites. Have to be. Indiana goes to Cincinnati. SIP, they're 3-0. Indiana's they're 16.5-point underdogs at Cincinnati, who's 2-1.
The time of that game is
2:30.
Okay.
ESPN 2.
Now it's going to be really tough at 2:30 because there's a glut of 2:30 games that are interesting.
Yes. Now go to 6 p.m.
Okay, no, wait a second. But what would you do with Minnesota, Michigan State, and Indiana, Cincinnati? You flipping back and forth?
Yeah. And I will take the Gophers to win at Michigan State, by the way. 4-0. Gophers are for real. They'll be ranked next week. That's your take.
You just don't know much about them. Go ahead.
They're 3-point favorites. I mean, Vegas agrees with me, apparently.
Okay, go ahead.
By the way, though, quick note of Minnesota, Ottman Bell out for the season.
Ooh.
Ottman Bell hurt himself last game out for the season. That's
big.
significant.
Yeah.
That's significant.
That's big.
Iowa at Rutgers. Iowa 8-point favorites, 6 p.m. Saturday.
Little
FS1.
surprised. You're a little surprised. I'm a little surprised by that spread.
Yes, because Iowa can't score.
Right.
And Rutgers, it was 3-0. They look good. Wisconsin at Ohio State. But now it's up to a 19-point favorite for the Buckeyes. It was 18 or 17 early on. Now it's 19, 6:30 in ABC. And then you got two crap games that are not actually.
What do you do with that? What do you do with Ohio State, Wisconsin? If you had to put money on,
I think I would take the Buckeyes to cover.
Okay.
I didn't feel that way earlier in the week, but I just don't trust Wisconsin right now.
You know why you don't trust them? You know why I would take them to cover? You know why? Graham Mertz.
He's still there and he's still starting.
Yeah, that's why.
He has not.
Can you imagine Mertz going into the horseshoe and winning a game?
No, or being competitive.
No, and they don't have the receivers either.
No,
I'm with you.
It's a night game.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
Screwed.
Ohio State.
It's a night game.
Take Ohio State. Take Ohio State to cover that game. 19. Yeah, they'll win by 28-35.
Hello.